Can silver hit $35? When will silver hit $35? That's the big question we want to talk about today. And I think there's ample proof that $35 silver price could be in our near-term horizon. And when I say near-term horizon, let's look out over just the next 6 months. What are some of these reasons, right? We know why we hold silver. We know why we hold gold. Primarily, we want to maintain our wealth. We want to have safety for ourselves and our family. It's very uncertain, the world right now that we're living in. Very scary on many levels, politically, geopolitically, looking out at the world, looking beyond the borders of our own country. No matter what country you're joining me from today, you may be in Europe, you may be in Australia, you may be in Asia, you may be in South America. Most of us are probably in the United States. And people in the United States are living a little bit of la-la land. Like, we know the value of silver and gold, right? We're here, we're in the basement. We love to talk about this stuff. Look, I want to give you a big compliment because it's my impression that the people who are into precious metals, that understand the value of silver, the value of gold, I don't want to sound arrogant, and I don't want you to get a big head or anything, okay? Trust me, I already have the big head. You know, in college, I had a couple nicknames. Captain Ron. I played Division I sports in college. They used to call me Captain Ron, but some of these guys they like to joke around and call me Big Head Ron because they said I had a big head. Okay? Now, I don't want to give you a big head, but you are most likely a little sharper than the average bear, right? You aren't sticking your head in the sand. You're willing to look at what's going on. You know the value of the metals, but what about the silver price? It's not been horrific, right? But it's been a struggle. The price of silver lately has been a struggle. The price of gold, I'm sure the price of platinum as well. So what are the conditions that are in place? What are the factors we can look at that will show us that the price of silver could go much, much higher? I want to run through these quickly, okay? And then we'll talk about it at the end. See if you guys think we've got a good case for $35 silver within the next 6 months. The first thing I'd point out is like 4 big reasons why we want to own silver. The supply of silver coming from the mines is stagnant, okay? The mining companies that are out looking for silver are supposed to be looking for silver. Number one, a lot of them have switched to mining gold. Okay, they kind of given up to a certain degree on silver. They're still mining silver, but most of the big silver miners are now also gold miners because silver is so difficult to find, so difficult to get a mine permitted. Mexico, which accounts for almost 25% of the world's silver production, is becoming an increasingly difficult place to build a mine. So there's limited amount of new money coming into silver exploration, silver mining. That means the amount of silver coming out of the mines is stagnant at best. And data from the Silver Institute absolutely shows that to be the case. Okay, so we got a supply issue. There's not enough coming on. What about demand? The other side of the equation. Demand for silver continues to skyrocket, especially from the industrial application use. Silver is the most reflective metal on the face of the earth. Silver is the most conductive of electricity. The scale that's used to measure electric conductivity is based on silver. Silver is 100. Everything else is based on that. Copper, I think, is like 94, 95, something in those ranges. You can correct me if I'm wrong, please do in the chat, right? But we know the industrial uses, medical uses, exploding. Oh yeah, solar panels, electronics, copper is the highway, but silver is the off-ramp or the glue that holds everything together. And the demand for silver continues to go up. But remember, the first aforementioned key factor, right? The supply coming from the mines is stagnant. So we've got this just Awesome. Industrial. But also, silver is a monetary metal. Silver has been a monetary metal for thousands and thousands of years. Okay? Thousands and thousands. It's a precious metal, right? It's got timeless value. Hold a silver coin. Look at this beautiful silver round. I got that from Coin Shop Chris. Isn't he nice? Look at that. Look at that. Okay? And when you take them out of these flaps, hold them by their edges, by the way. I'll be honest. I can't keep my fingers off my silver. I got a great question for you. Okay? You have some precious metals. Do you have a certain part of your precious metal collection that you just can't keep your fingers off, right? I also have this piece that I like to play with. This is a 10-ounce silver bar, a candy bar. I want you to answer yes or no in the chat. Do you have, I have some silver that I've never touched because when you touch it, oil from your fingers, but do you have, some people call it a pocket piece. Do you have a piece of silver or gold? Or I bet Neil from Neil Hahn's Dynasty, the platinum guru, has a platinum piece he carries around. Just curious, but do you find yourself wanting to hold your precious metals? I mean, maybe I'm weird. Well, maybe I'm weirder than I want to admit. We're all a little weird. That's okay, guys. All of us. Everybody's a little crazy. Everybody's a little weird. You know, everybody. And the weirdest people are usually the ones who don't think they're a little weird. Nonetheless, I like to take my silver outside sometimes, especially when the sun's out. You know, I'll take a piece to work with me. And I'll, you know, look at it while I'm there. And it's just beautiful. So yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. If you like to hold your silver, hold your gold, touch your metals, or no, you're just never touch them because you don't want to compromise in any way the condition of your metals. Yes or no? Coin Shop Chris says, no, he does not. Oh, he took it back. Maybe he does play with his metal. I don't know. He retracted his message. I want to make some snow angels in my silver. That's from our friend Dean Ridley. Annie Oakley, yep. I look at it once in a while. She plays with her silver. I have many use for my work, but yesterday hanging with vets collecting dollars in flash coin. Neil plays with his metal. Chris does play with his metal. Thank you, Chris, for finally admitting that you like to play with your metal. Your precious metal. Yes, one each of the $50. Joe does not touch his metal. Neil, I like the sound of silver. Yeah, there's nothing like the sound of two pieces of silver clanking together. And we're going to talk more about this base wide $35 silver price is coming, but I want to talk to you guys for a few minutes. Mark Glashow can't keep his hands off it. Please let us know what you're referring to, Mark. Cheryl, yes. Good audio. Thank you, Silver Lunatic. Thank you. Look only, never touch unless with gloves. Yeah, I have. Well, I'll be right back, guys. I want to show you something. That's something very important. While I'm gone, talk to the bear. Anyway, that guy. Yeah. He'll be right back. I want to show you something. I'm coming right back. I got something really cool to show you. I got to put it on first. You're not going to believe this. If you're going to touch your silver, right? This is, I think, what they recommend. I feel like Michael Jackson, but this is a cotton glove. I bought them on eBay or Amazon really cheap, and I got like 10 of them for $1.50, one of those deals. I think this is, and if I'm going to play with something that I really want to keep nice, I will put on this glove. I feel like Michael Jackson, but I'm going to see if, no, I got to take, now I'll leave it on. Okay, hey Bear, wake up. The Bear's blindfold, guys, comes off at $2,500 gold, and we are going to have that. Thank you for the 50 thumbs up. Hey, don't forget, guys, we're trying to get to 22,000 subscribers by the end of May. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you could give this video a thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. I don't want to keep saying that to you over and over, but it really does help us get the word out to more and more people. And we got 120 people right now. You are part of this on a Sunday morning. People who are enthusiastic. I got to take that glove off. Kind of feels weird about silver. What else is going on with silver, right? Portfolio diversification. Guys, think about this with silver. This just blows my mind. It's a new thought that I had. I want you to let this sink in with silver. There is such a small amount, historically speaking, right? 2% of the world's wealth was invested into precious metals and precious metal mining stocks, okay? 2%. 2% historically, throughout history. That's the average. At times it would get as high as 4 and 5%, okay? Right now, we have not even 1% of the world's wealth invested into precious metals, right? That's because all the debt that's taken off. That's because real estate's in a bubble. That's because the stock market's in a bubble. That's because there's all these derivatives. It's all that unicorn fart dust, make-believe, Jerome Powell money. I think my mic went off that's out there, okay? Right? We're not even at 1%. We're at half of 1% of the world's wealth. If we get back to the average, that's 4 times as much money. If we get back to 5%, that's an astounding 10% more money into precious metals, into the sector. Now, when we get to talking about silver and silver price specifically, think about that. Silver is just a sliver of that money. You've got money in silver, money in gold, and money in precious metal mining stocks. I bet silver and silver-related investments is maybe 15% of that total. Maybe you can calculate. There's a lot more gold in the world. There's all these mining stocks as well, right? Silver, it's already a sliver, silver, gold, mining stocks, but the silver part of that sliver is a sliver of a sliver. That's why I say we are a sliver of a sliver. We're like on a really think about this. I want you to envision this, okay? We're on a big cruise ship. It's the world, okay? And we are smart. We know that cruise ships sometimes go down. So we brought along us, right? A special heavy-duty lifeboat, like a military grade little boat that we could get into if things get really, really bad, right? But only, like, there's 5,000 people on the cruise ship, and only 50 of us, right, chipped in to rent this special lifeboat in case we needed it. And guess what? The cruise ship's going down. Us 50, we get into our special lifeboat. We're out there, and everybody else is in the water, dramatically and drastically. And what's the word I'm looking for? They're trying to get into the boat with us, but we're in the safe boat. We might be able to let a few people in, but the boat only holds so much. And that's why they say, like Rick Rule and Doug Casey, they say that when the money comes back in to the precious metal sector, it's going to be like trying to drain Hoover Dam with a garden hose, right? It just doesn't work. Or a drinking straw, however you want to look at it. We could be in for some big price increases in the price of gold and the price of silver. Now, let's move on to something that's very interesting. That was a big hot topic earlier in the week, but now nobody's talking about it anymore. We're going to talk about BlackRock, the world's biggest institutional investor. Let that sink in while I run over and get my BlackRock notes. They're coming off the printer right now, hot off the presses. We got BlackRock, and they did something with silver. Very interesting. I'll be right back. Talk to the bear. Talk to the bear, guys. Ask the bear a question or two. Have you guys ever seen that movie, Ted? About a teddy bear? It says the F word over and over. Mm. My 11-year-old daughters think that is hilarious. All right, I got some interesting news for us to talk about on BlackRock. BlackRock. Yes, I'm wearing orange shorts and a red shirt, you know. This is not a fashion channel. Okay, BlackRock is the world's largest institutional investor. We got some crazy, crazy news out of them last week. Vince Lachey talked about this on Arcadia Economics, but basically, BlackRock bought PSLV, that's Eric Sprott's physical silver trust based in Canada. I think they call it a trust, not an ETF, and they call it units, not shares. But nonetheless, any money that goes into that ETF is immediately used to purchase physical silver. And BlackRock increased their holdings by 124%. They now own almost 21 million shares, the value of which is probably right now about $160 million. But the big deal here is the world's biggest institutional investor bought physical silver, right? That's a big deal because people pay attention to what BlackRock does because BlackRock is the biggest of all the institutional investors. So if they are buying silver, that increases awareness in the silver world. Other big institutional investors are going to take note. It increases awareness in silver everywhere. It may not be headline CNBC news per se. However, it's big news and it will be paid attention to. They know that big silver demand is coming, is what a lot of people are saying. Now, the dark side of that is, my thought was possibly, they could be they could be like loading their gun to have some ammo in there if they want to tamp the price down. We know the price of silver is manipulated. That if they get in a situation where BlackRock feels like they need to tamp down the price of silver, they've got $160 million worth of silver that they could dump onto the market. And the silver market's small. Remember what we talked about. And that's good that it's small, guys. That's good. That's good because small things can have much more extreme exponential growth than already large things, right? It's easy for a small retailer. This is a great example. This is a key point that I think you need to consider when it comes to silver being a small market. It's easy for a small, new, growing retailer to grow from 20 stores to 30 stores, right? It's a lot easier for them to increase by 50% than it is for Walmart. Do you think Walmart in 5 years could increase the number of stores they have by 50%? There's no way, right? They're already huge, right? So it's going to be much easier for the silver market, the money coming in and the silver price to explode than it would be if it was already huge, even as compared to gold, for instance. We got some interesting, let's just touch on this as well, right? The COMEX and the LBMA, the electronic exchanges, their inventory levels are still very, very low. It's not going to take a lot. And what's also did you hear about Shanghai? The Shanghai exchange, they're being drained of silver as well. That's what I heard. I didn't see any hard data on that, but that there has been a precipitous decline in the level of physical silver at the Shanghai exchange. Thank you, guys. Over 150 people on a Sunday morning. This is awesome that you are here, right? Now, let's touch on something that I'm getting a lot of questions about. Can silver, and gold for that matter, go up during a recession? What do you think? Can it go up during a recession? Gold and silver price. Up during a recession? That's a really great question. And the answer is, heck yes, it can go up. Actually, some of the greatest price increases that we've seen in precious metals have occurred during recessionary times. And you know why? We got to go back to this. You got to remember this. Stagflation. And what is stagflation? Stagflation is a situation where the economy's slowing. Everybody's waiting for that right now, and some people claim we're already there, right? The economy is slowing, okay, while at the same time we have inflation. And we just got news last week that we still have high inflation, right? We have high inflation right now. So we are in an environment with a recessionary economy and high inflation. What's it like for you when you go to the grocery store? You're not seeing prices drop. What about the gas pump? We're not really seeing any big prices drop. What about your rent, your utilities? None of it's dropping. We are in an inflationary environment. We are also in an environment where the economy is contracting. You know, the banks are loaning less money. People have racked up so much credit card debt they've spent through their savings. The average American has spent through their savings and now is living off of credit cards. The average person, if you have less than $5,000 in credit card debt, you're doing better than the average American. But why does that matter to the gold price and the silver price? Okay, this is another key that's important for you to understand. Stagflation is the most fertile soil for the price of gold and silver. But why? But why, Ron? Explain to us why. Well, open up your brain, put on your thinking cap. It's really easy. Because when there's inflation, the Fed has to be tight with money. But if at the same time we have a recession, the Fed has to be loose with money. So they're kind of up a creek without a paddle, as we like to say, right? They can't do both. If the economy starts to crash and they need to deal with that, then they need to have easy money. Turn on the printing press. Remember that? That's kind of died up, but the printer money printing, however you want to say it. Jerome prints money, creates electronic money, unicorn fart dust money, however you want to say it. But when he has to do that for the recession, and we already have inflation, that just exacerbates the inflation problem. That's what happened in parts of the 70s and 80s in the United States, and that creates the most fertile soil for the silver price and the gold price. Now, boy, man, we are getting into some good stuff. At the same time that's going on, we have geopolitically the world, the BRICS countries, and all the other countries that want to join the BRICS. They are changing the financial landscape of the world as we speak, right? President Xi said that to Vladimir Putin not too long ago when Putin was leaving China. He said, we are living through the most extraordinary period of change in the world in the last 100 years, and we are leading it. We are making it happen. We got big BRICS summits coming up this summer. We've got a big summit in St. Petersburg early, mid-June, right? And they're talking about changing the financial landscape of the world because two things. They don't like the paper make-believe, unicorn fart dust, whatever we want to call it, system that the Western indebted countries with massive debt have created. They want a system based on real assets. Specifically, what we hear over and over is silver and gold. So all of this is occurring, the debt the United States has, everything else going on. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. The other thing we need to talk about is very interesting that we have the major banks, Citibank, Bank of America, they're all putting out a bunch of reports about silver and gold, and that is very unusual. As a matter of fact, Citibank analysts said this: we're in near perfect conditions right now for silver in particular. Maximilian Layton was talking to Forbes, and he said, quote, precious metals and especially silver have near perfect conditions for the ongoing bull market. He projected that silver could increase 18% to around $30 per ounce in the coming months. I lost the second page. Oh, in the coming months. Yes. Okay. Then Citibank updated their projection just recently, after the recent fall, okay? And they said, quote, we think the recent price weakness, this is Citi, after the recent fall in price that we've had in silver, we think recent price weakness offers a strong dip buying opportunity. Dip buying opportunity. Okay, reiterating their call for $30 silver over the next 6 to 12 months. Okay, 6 to 12 months. Thank you. As the U.S. growth rolls over, silver was down 7-8% for May. They expect that this rally in silver could go on until early 2024. They're expecting increased ETF demand for silver, right? Because that's been way down. They're expecting increased silver demand from China. Yeah, right? Because we know what they're doing. They're building a bunch of solar panels that need a lot more silver. But then Citi went on to say this. I think they're off by $1, but this is what they said. They said, additionally, the Citi analyst wrote a distinct. What does distinct mean? I mean, I know what it means, but specific? Is that a good definition for distinct? Nonetheless, Citi analysts noted a distinct possibility of $34 per ounce in the next 6 to 12 months. Bingo, bango, right? Hey guys, when we get to 100 thumbs up and we only need 14 more of you, I'm going to ring the bell 10 times. One ring for each 10 thumbs up. Now, that's Citi. Hold on, I want you to talk to the bear for a few more minutes. I'm going to get my notes on this other analyst who even predicts a higher silver price. So everybody say hi to the bear. I'll be right back because there's another analyst who's talking about even higher. Yes, you heard that right. Higher silver prices. Hello, everyone. This is the bear with the blindfold, the $2,500 blindfold. I'm being held hostage in this crazy man's basement. All right, guys, I'm back. If that bear said anything when I was gone, he's not supposed to open his mouth. You just need to ignore him. We want to talk about another analyst. Did that bear say something when I was gone? Huh? Why are there so many more people now in this live stream? Anyway, there's another analyst. You're not going to believe what this guy says about silver. You aren't going to believe what he says about silver. Okay? What's his name? Christopher Lewis. Boy, what a unique original name. His parents put a lot of thought into that one. I went to grade school with a girl named Chris Lewis, but it can't be the same person. I bet there's a lot of Chris Lewises. If there's any Chris Lewises on this live stream, I apologize. I kind of poked fun at your common name. A name like Ronald is a good name. Or CoinShop Chris. Speaking of which, thank you, CoinShop Chris, for all your help. Guys, please tell CoinShop Chris thank you. He works hard to help make these live streams the astounding success that we have right now. 200 people, 99 thumbs up. We're going to talk about an unbelievable silver prediction. Okay? Hey, thank you for the super chat. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, my friend. Never expected, always approved. We got 100. All right, 10 rings of the bell. Each rings for 10 thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, if that bear said anything when I was gone, don't believe him. Now, Chris Lewis. Let's see what Chris Lewis said. Who is Chris Lewis? Oh, he's an analyst for FX Empire. Isn't that interesting? He said, quote, silver continues to threaten resistance. On the upside, if we were to take out the recent high, then we could go looking for the $27 limit. Okay, that's not it, guys. That's not the astounding part. Hold on to your shorts. Please be sitting down. I don't want to be held responsible for anybody falling over. Make sure you're in a safe place, because Chris Lewis went on to say this. If we take that out, then it's possible that we may enter a phase, a good phase, I'll tell you, where the silver market takes off like it did a couple of times in the past, trying to get all the way to the blank. I'm going to let you fill in the blank and see who can guess what Chris Lewis said. Level. Where does Chris Lewis think that silver can go if we get past the recent highs? Put it in the comments. I want to say thank you again. Thank you to E.H. Jost for the super chat. Always appreciated, never expected, but super appreciated. Trust me, we're raising a family, and I'm grateful for the bit of revenue that comes in. Okay, oh, who got it first? So thank you. It does mean a lot, guys. The super chats. Hold on. All right, Hillbilly Stacker, wrong. D. Marshall got it first. $50. Let's see. That is it. Chris Lewis says we could go all the way to $50. Hillbilly Stacker. Silvershire says 50. Doc Ride got it right. Just the bare necessity. Self-preservation. Daryl Glass is calling. I like you, Daryl. If you're going to be wrong, be real wrong. $2,000 silver. We love it. Ron Coin. Oh, yeah, I got something I got to show you guys in a minute. I got a package. Okay? I'm going to open this up. It's from Stuart, our friend Stuart. I think I know what's in here, but we're going to open it up in a few minutes, okay? 125 Snakebite. I love you, Snakebite. That's awesome. Dean, 150. Raven Gear, 80. Coin Shop, Chris. Hey, thank you, Doc Ride. Wow. That's really awesome. I appreciate the super chat, guys. It goes a long way, and my family says thank you. We all say thank you. Thank you, thank you. $85 for the Silver Bear. Wow. All right, guys. So $50 is what this Chris Lewis character is saying we could get to with silver. Now, we talked about stagflation. Let's just touch on the fact that on top of all these other factors for silver, and we're going to talk about when silver's going to hit $35. Okay, I think after looking at all these facts that it's very, very possible. Okay, may we all be blessed with 600 ounces of silver. You got that right, Doc Ride. 600 ounces sounds good to me. That would be awesome. But what we're forgetting to talk about, and what we have to frame everything within, if we're pricing silver in U.S. dollars, is the fact, right, that the U.S. we're bankrupt, baby. I mean, what is it, like $100,000 in debt per citizen right now? $250,000 in debt for each person that actually works in this country? Okay. Can the can be kicked? Peter Grandich I said this the other day, and I think it's probably the simplest way to sum it up. Sure, and then we're going to touch on the debt ceiling, the debt limit, because that's a big news story right now. But can they kick the can? Yeah, you can kick the can as much as you want. The problem is the can's starting to not move as far. And I guess they're going to kick it again because, remember old Yellen came out and said we only have till June 5th now. But apparently the Democrats and the Republicans, they come to an agreement. They found a way, some middle ground, so that we can continue to live beyond our means in the United States for another couple years, spend way more money than we bring in, go deeper in debt. Isn't that cause for celebration? I mean, come on, man. It's really, really sad and really, really scary. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. We got a box to open. You know, I was thinking, I don't know how you guys feel about this. You want me to call SpongeBob? I've got this great friend. We've been friends since we were born. We're cousins, okay? So he's a year older than me. I've known him since I was born. One of my best friends. He's not really into silver and gold, but I thought about calling him up, and I know what he loves. He loves to eat. And see if he picked up his phone and see if I could say, you know, SpongeBob, if you could choose between a slab of ribs, baby back ribs, because he likes those ribs, or 2 ounces of silver, what his answer would be. Let me know. And I can't guarantee I can get a hold of SpongeBob, but he might just pick up. You never know. And we could ask him. If you do, put SpongeBob in the comments. All right, guys. So bear ribs. Oh my gosh, ribs. Yeah, let's try to give Sponge. I don't know that he'll answer. I got to call him with my daughter Evelyn's phone. Let's see if we get a hold of him. See if he picks up. Oh. Damn it. He's pretty funny. He likes to eat, so that I'm curious if he would take the slab of ribs or 2 ounces of silver. Let's see if he picks up. Oh. Come on, SpongeBob, pick up.
Hello?
Hey, SpongeBob.
What's up?
Nothing. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Are you working?
No.
No, okay. Hey, I got to warn you. You're on a live stream right now. We want. Can you answer one question for us?
Sure.
Huh? Come on.
Yes.
You got to smile. So say hi to everybody, SpongeBob.
Hi.
Do you like silver and gold?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now I know you like to eat like everybody. What's your favorite food in the whole wide world?
Mexican.
Mexican. So would you rather have the best plate of Mexican food that you've ever had in your life or 2 ounces of silver?
2 ounces of silver.
All right. You're a new fan favorite in Ron's basement. Hey, we really appreciate you being here. Do you want to explain to everybody out there what you look like?
SpongeBob.
But he does. He looks like SpongeBob. Let's see if we have any other questions for you today. All right. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
See you, Ronnie.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, there you have it. I think he said he'd take the silver. I think he knew the right answer. Anyway, we're going to get to this. Is silver going to be at $35 per ounce? We're going to get to that at the end. I want to open this package I got from one of our loyal subscribers, Stuart, and see what's in here. I cut the tape already. I hate that when these people do these unboxing videos and you got to watch them cut the tape. Well, let's see. Oh, there's a box in there. There's a box, another box. These things, they make nice. I wonder if I stuck that under my shirt, if it would look like I have bigger, you-know-whats. Oh, look, there's something else in here. I think I know what he sent me. What is this? See that? Let's take a look, guys. This is pretty cool. Let me show you what he sent here. Oh, these are the Ron's prototypes for the Ron's Basement Silver Rounds. I don't know how close you can see that. And he sent me about 20 or 30 of them. That's the unicorn for unicorn fart dust. And look what he did on the back. It's very cool. He's got a guy walking down the stairs, and he's got the bell, huh? Isn't that cool? Thank you, Stuart. That is really cool. Wow. Much appreciated. He put a lot of work into that, and that's really cool to get that. So thank you, Stuart. You are awesome. All right, guys, $35 silver. Will it happen? When will it happen? I believe we're going to see $35 silver within the next 6 months. Okay, when I look at the big picture, when I look at all that, to me, it's definitely $35 within the 6 months. Now we're going to have some fun. I'm going to go to the comments. Any question? Come on, man. Let's see what we got. Thank you again for the 2 super chats. You guys are awesome. Very much appreciated. Never expected. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and give this a thumbs up because we're already at 126 thumbs up. What the heck? You guys are awesome. We got a goal of 22,000 subscribers. Chris is really helping me with goals. That is awesome. All right. Worldwide insolvency party happening now. Yeah, there's a debt bomb hurling at the world. Absolutely, Marshmaz. I mean, really, it's not really the whole world, though. I got a list over here, the 25 most indebted countries in the world. It's mostly the Western countries. It's mostly United States, Japan, Europe, you know. We're the ones with a lot of the debt. Some of the South American countries, but they're all looking to join BRICS. All right, here's my question for you, okay? What do you think is the ideal amount of silver and gold? We're going to combine it, right? That a person should own. Realistically, okay? You can be funny if you want. You're always funny, but realistically, what do you think the ideal amount? I say 6 months worth, 6 months of your expenses, whatever those are, right? Because that could become much more valuable if we go into a really tough period, and it could relatively, in relative value perspective, do really well, and or you could become more frugal if we got into a really bad situation. So let me know. I wanna know what you think the ideal amount is. Marshmass says, "Go woke, go broke." Yeah, I'll just smile at that one. Yes. Silver will gain when the rich need it to go up. Adrian, good one. Nice. Not WhatsApp. No, guys, I'll never reach out to you to contact me on WhatsApp or anything like that. If you want to get in touch with me, email ronsbasementsilver@gmail.com. That's also in all the descriptions of all the videos. 30 by November, Annie. Yes, I think we could have it by November. Yes. I feel even more confident when I look out to like January, February, $35 silver. I don't know. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. Don't mortgage the house or make any financial decisions based on what I'm saying. But all these factors we look at for the silver price, the gold price, and then what the analysts are also starting to say, and also because we're coming out of to me, it feels like the stars are getting lined up. No doubt about it. Cheryl, silver will rise. In the short term, we will more likely see $18 or $19 silver, Twitch Radio says. And as time goes on, we will see it rise to the point of maybe 30, but not 50 right away. Maybe 50 by 2026. Thank you, Twitch Radio. Thank you. When do we get a platinum bear? You have to wait for, I'm going to have Neil involved in that one. Silvershire, thank you, says you need 1,000 ounces of physical silver. 1,000 ounces. That seems like a good amount to me, my friend. No doubt about it. All right, Jer says, with high premium prices, we're already paying. Yeah, right. We didn't even talk about that. What is the real price of silver? Who can get silver at the spot price? I think very few people, very few institutions are able to secure silver at the spot price. Think about that. Really? Silver's, I don't know, I haven't checked recently, but you know, what's a sovereign round or sovereign coin or a good quality round cost? I mean, we're probably looking $28, close to $30 per ounce right now. And there are people out there that will argue that is the real price, no doubt about it. Okay. All right, guys, if you want me to say your name, ask a question. Marshmaz, Silver's grossly undervalued. 5,000 ounces minimum for the old dirty bastard garage. All right, Hillbilly Stacker, 1,000 ounces silver, 20 ounces of gold. Yep. The Do-Itch Nicator Americanus, 5,000 ounces of silver, 100 ounces of gold. Hello, Bear. Everybody's saying hi to the Bear. Neil agrees with Chad. Chad, Bo Pony is calling 600 silver within a year. Wow, 600. I get other, you know, another YouTuber made a video about my YouTube videos saying that I was making outrageous predictions. I don't think they're outrageous, my friend. I don't. Talk to somebody in Venezuela. Talk to somebody in Weimar, Germany. Talk to anybody throughout history who's been through the multiple hyperinflations that have occurred, even from the ruling countries, right? Right? Everybody thinks permanent. America, always. No. Right? Talk to anybody. They'll tell you how the price of real assets can go through the roof. $600 silver. All right. We like it. We like it. We like it. 10% of your net worth. Thank you, Original Intent. I like that you gave us a formula, right? That's kind of like mine, is a formula. 10% of your net worth, or 6 months worth of living expenses, whichever is greater. I think we may have come to the final formula, my friend. Hello, Thomas Toops. Tap 1 for Ron. Yeah, huh? The bear looks sad. Did he? The bear is sad. He's, hold on, let me fix his blindfold. Damn bear. There we go. He'll be happy when the price of gold gets above $2,500 and his blindfold comes off. Ba-ba, it's mine. Can I wash in the fountain? I paid $549.00 for a tube of Philharmonics. That's a pretty good. That's a $4 premium. Yeah, Pawpaw strategy. I think that's a good one. Yeah, you know, it's a weird time because 1,000 ounces of silver, Rick's Carut says. Hey, I'd like to say hi to you. If you want me to say, if you want to know that you're there, we care about you, type hi in the comments. It's always for me, it's a lot of fun to get to say hi to all you guys. Okay? Or you know what? Wait. Let's do this instead, and I'll say all your names. Hello, Coin Shop Chris. Personally, I always tell people to invest a small amount every month, dollar cost averaging. This is from Twitch Radio, and do that over as many years till retirement. If you can't afford 1 month, oh well, pick up where you can. That's right. And if you have a little windfall 1 month, you can buy more. Chad says, Thomas, I'd say yes, obviously wrong then right, but did call insanely accurate predictions. Thanks for the reassurance of 1,000 an ounce and 100 ounce bars. Hello, Puller Gazer. Azor just bought 2 of the Scottsdale Mint. Hello, Operation Status Quo. A pot of honey. Let's all get high. Free the bears. Yes, the bears will be free. Hello, the Do-Itch. Hello, Gerald. Twitch Radio's back. And Marshmaz. I got a Yahoo live stream shut down for good. Oh, JP Morgan sunk the Titanic. Interesting. Hello, Hillbilly Stacker. So I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel like next weekend when I'm talking to you, I have the vision, and my visions are often right, but also frequently wrong, that we're going to have a much higher gold price, that we're going to be back above $2,000, right? And it's a short week. Got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just have a feeling, and I can't tell you like, look at the chart and there's an ascending candle bullwhip formation that's going to, I follow this stuff closely. And I just have a feeling that next weekend we're going to be above $2,000 gold. You know, I think I even said I'd spray paint my hair red If I'm wrong, there's paint in there. Trust me. I don't know, guys. If you want to comment on that, let me know. Am I crazy to think that we're going to be above $2,000 gold by next weekend? I think we are. I just really think we are. All right. Hey, please, as we're getting into this, give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. I will ring the bell when we get to 150 thumbs up. And don't forget to please subscribe if you haven't already. 2,000. Thank you, Ancient Tom. That drink sound very... Oh, did I forget to put it on mute? Okay, yep. No, I'm trying to stop the slurping, burping, and farting when I'm on my live stream. So I have a mute button. See, I can be talking to you, and then all of a sudden you can't hear me. And you can hear me again, I think. Right? Yeah. You need a foot pedal. Yeah. No joke. Hey, buddy. Hello, hello, hello. All right, guys, thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Remember, all 200 of you are so important, and it's a big honor for me that you join me here in the basement. You are the most important part of Ron's basement. It's called YouTube for a reason, not Ron Tube. Okay, and you gotta remember, we are a small part of the overall population, right? We gotta stick together. We're a sliver of a sliver, and you know you've got a place here where you can always come, be part of a group, right? And we are nice to each other, and we do take care of each other, and we do answer each other's questions. So take it easy, and I'm going to see you soon.